Well, we turn now to this. Republican lawmakers are cracking down on tenure, but some conservative professors warned their plan could backfire, claiming removing tenure could hurt conservative professors as it would give more power to typically left-leaning administrations.
Joining us right now to discuss, Associate Professor of English at Georgia State University's Perimeter College, Rob Jenkins. Rob, what are your thoughts on this, sir?
Well, thank you very much for having me on, and I think that's exactly correct. I think maybe we're being a little bit short-sighted. I think there are certainly things we can do to make the tenure system better, but first of all, a lot of people don't really understand what tenure is. They think it's a lifetime guarantee of a job, and it is certainly not that. Tenured professors can be fired for many good and proper reasons, including simply not doing their jobs. Tenure is really analogous to a partnership in a law firm or an accounting firm. It gives you a seat at the table. It doesn't mean you can't be fired. It just means you can't be fired for no good reason. And it gives you an opportunity to make your voice heard, which in higher education is extremely important because very often the decision makers are not subject matter experts. And it's important that the subject matter experts be able to step up and say, no, that's not right. No, that's not going to work. Because otherwise, things might not work out so well. Without the guarantee of tenure, people are going to be afraid to say things like that for fear of offending their bosses and getting fired. So that's really the purpose of tenure to begin with. And as you said, it certainly has protected people like me. I think originally tenure protected left-wing professors against more conservative administrators and politicians. But in today's environment, I probably would have been fired a long time ago if it hadn't been for tenure.
Wow. And if removing tenure isn't potentially the answer, then what can be done to stop ideologies like critical race theory from being pushed on kids? And I'm talking specifically about kids who don't have a choice in maybe taking a specific course like college students may have, and also about curbing the equity versus equality equation that we're seeing pushed on kids.
Right. Well, I think there are certainly things we can do to make the tenure system better, and various states are examining that. I do think some of my colleagues abuse tenure and abuse academic freedom, and they need to be held accountable for that. I think it really starts at the top. I think the University of Florida has made a big step forward by hiring Ben Sasse as their new president. Presidents don't have day-to-day say in every aspect of a university, but they do set a tone. And I think we've seen this at Purdue with Mitch Daniels as well. And I think you have fewer of those kinds of problems when leadership is committed to open discourse and true academic freedom. I think that's where we have to start.
Yeah, fair enough. I appreciate you talking with us, Rob. And a quick question before we go.
Sure.
Can somebody at Georgia State Perimeter College still root for the Georgia Bulldogs? Kind of curious how that works.
Well, until the day that Georgia State makes it into the playoffs, which may happen one day.
There you go.
Yes, we are permitted to root for the Georgia Bulldogs.
Okay, wasn't sure whether there was a law. Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate
most of us were doing it anyway, whether we were allowed to or not.
Fair enough. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you for having me.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson. Your retirement funds are being threatened with even more losses from record inflation, recession, and skyrocketing interest rates. Fortunately, the highly trained specialists at American Hartford Gold can show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. If you call them right now as a special offer, they will give you a free gold coin on your first qualifying order, so don't wait. Call 866-935-4309. That's 866-935-4309, or text Newsmax to 65532. That's Newsmax to 65532.